Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to subscribe if you're new and hook your boy up with a like if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time
MMA.
Something's not adding up here, you guys. This is really interesting. Alright. So a witness, aka Chris Cyborg's team, is coming out and they're giving a detailed account of what actually happened between Chris Cyborg and the electors in Thailand when the reports, the reports just came out yesterday or the day before that the police were called on the USADA agents trying to collect Chris Cyborg's urine sample. And so they're coming out and they're speaking on what happened. And I'm going to read what Boyd Clark had to say, and you can tell me what you believe about it. This is the owner of the facility that she was training at. Fuck It Top Team. I think it's Fuck It, man. This shit P-H-U-K-E-T. Fuck It Top Team. The new owner of the facility, this is what he came forward to clear the air. He said, "Fake news aside, here's the first-hand, on-spot happenings of the situation. As owner of Fuck It Top Team, I feel I should fill in some missing info. My Thai staff was made aware of several people believed to be stalking Chris Cyborg, as they would not identify themselves." Gotta stop right there. Since when did the USADA agent, what the fuck, does USADA got an undercover division? Do they got like an undercover division? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure USADA's pretty professional and official with how they carry their business. They don't show up in like a tourist t-shirt and not identify themselves. From everything I've understood, USADA's professional and they do identify themselves now. In the very beginning, there were stories, like Chael Sonnen's story, where he said that the USADA agent just took him into an unsanitary closet and didn't tell him who he was. But since then, he said it's gotten better. So, this could be true. If you want to believe it, you're probably going to believe what you're about to hear. But to me, as we get deeper into it, it starts to sound fishy. So they said they would not identify themselves. "We were told by our staffs that two people checked into a hotel room next to Chris and were acting strange by asking questions about them. Cyborg was placed in an exclusive location to provide her privacy while training in my gym. Initially, my staff thought the couple were just overly excited fans. At 6 a.m., these people knocked on the door of Chris's bungalow. The hotel staff notified my office of the disturbance, and the hotel staff told the front desk that they heard people requesting a urine sample. In Thailand, the only people who do this are the police. So unable to contact Chris by phone, my staff rang the local police to ask why they would send people to her residence. The police stated they had no knowledge of any officers at the hotel and sent a patrol car to investigate. It was after the police arrived that they discovered the pair was from Singapore." So now we're about to get into the real juicy part, but one thing I'll say is either USADA isn't doing their job correctly, which is to me hard to believe, because from everything I've seen, they've been very professional and they do their job well. Now some people definitely disagree with that, and you might know what you're talking about, but USADA has been, the way that they're taking down some of the biggest stars, not all of the biggest stars, some of the biggest stars, it just seems like they're doing their job, man, and they're very professional. There's usually not any cases that get overturned with USADA. If they come out and they say something, man, they're usually on point. So with that being said, they said the people didn't identify themselves. They overheard, and they said that they overheard them asking for a urine sample. Why would the police, they said in Thailand the only people that do that are the police. Why would the police really be asking Chris Cyborg for a urine sample? And anybody who really knows Chris Cyborg, if they see a couple asking her for a urine sample, wouldn't you kind of assume it's USADA? In my head, if I'm USADA's coach and two people show up and we don't know who they are and they're asking for a urine sample, my guess is it's USADA. But they weren't sure, so the police got called on them, and this is will continue. They said, speaking directly to Chris, they learned that the testers were checked into the hotel to do their job of collecting the urine sample for testing and not on vacation. The police further investigated the situation to discover that neither employee had a valid work permit, and when questioned, both individuals from Singapore failed to mention they were part of any international testing agency, instead informing the officers on site they were only in Fuck It for vacation. So, Chris Cyborg told the officers they were there to collect the urine sample, but they're saying that the couple tried to lie about it. So this is the part that is weird. If USADA really tried to lie and say, oh, no, we're not part of any international testing agency, we're here for vacation, why would the fuck would USADA do that? If it was really USADA. I mean, Chris Cyborg has came out and she verified it was USADA. She said she gave them their sample once they figured out who they were. The report came out that it was USADA agents. I mean, why would the USADA agents say, no, we're here for vacation? I don't believe that part. I don't believe that the USADA agent said, no, we're not part of an international testing agency, we're here for vacation. That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. And that's what they're saying happened. The USADA agents lied, and they said they didn't have a valid work permit, which, I mean, if you're going to say that they said they were there for vacation, I mean, why would I believe that part either? You know what I'm saying? Because the USADA agents probably had their normal work permits that they always have, and there might have been like a technicality that Thailand said, oh, well, technically these aren't valid, you know, or something. But I don't know, man. I don't see the USADA agents lying, and I don't see them ever denying the fact that they work for USADA. If the police are called on them and they're trying to like, whoa, don't take us to jail, we're just here collecting a urine sample, they're not gonna say, oh no, we're here on vacation, like start lying. I just don't see that. So it will continue, and I mean, I'm going to leave the link in the description to this article if you want to look it up yourself and just read the full-fledged account yourself, but I'm not really buying that right there. So they said, allowing them to initially leave, the police later detained them upon reviewing paperwork completed during the testing, and later discovering that they were wearing uniforms and in the presence of work IDs. Chris Cyborg complied the entire process and gave her sample, as she was unaware of the issues with them not having a valid work permit until the test was completed and the local authorities arrived to investigate the situation. So Chris Cyborg, after she figured out they had on the right uniforms and they had the work IDs, Chris Cyborg complied with the entire process. But she had to first make sure, you know, with the police that, you know, they had a valid work permit. If these motherfuckers got on a USADA jacket and USADA IDs, you're bullshitting when you tell me, no, I understand you got your IDs in your jacket, but I need to see your permit. Like, I don't see any fans, for one, knowing exactly where you got to have, you know, because USADA knows where everybody is. You report where you're at. So USADA is the ones who would know where Chris Cyborg is. I don't see fans, for one, knowing where Chris Cyborg is in Thailand, for two, going all the way over there with USADA jackets and USADA IDs to get a damn urine sample from Chris Cyborg. I'm especially knowing Chris Cyborg's history. You know, she's one of the most tested athletes, they say, but she's still shameless with the fucking word steroids. When people talk about female fighters that were on steroids, you can't think of anybody's name they mention aside from Chris Cyborg that's in the UFC, or you know what I'm saying. So if there's two people that show up in a fucking USADA jacket, and that kind of goes back on some of the other stuff. How did you guys ever think that they were just fans? You think fans came over, they were stalking Chris Cyborg in a USADA jacket, no one ever seen what they were wearing? They said they later identified that they were wearing uniforms and in the presence of work IDs. Like, I don't know. If these guys were in uniforms, maybe they were being sarcastic when they said, we're here on vacation in my USADA jacket. You know, maybe they said it sarcastically and they ran with it, but I don't know. I'm not fine. See, this is weird, but if the sample doesn't come back dirty, I guess you never can say anything. This would just be a rumor unless the sample comes back dirty or something, but it doesn't look for Chris Cyborg to me. And I'm actually one of the people that believes Chris Cyborg isn't on current substances. That's been my train of thought. She only popped dirty one time in her career, and that was before the UFC. Other than that, she did pop, but it was therapeutic exemption. So since that, man, I'm kind of torn here, because now I'm kind of leaning the other way. Like, fuck, what's going on with this? For one, they called the police on him, and now this story, the first-hand detail isn't really adding up, but we'll finish it up. And then, like I said, I'll have the link in the description if you want to go listen to this or read this yourself. So they said the issue for the police was two-part. First, the Singaporean collectors made false statements denying they were working and tried to collect urine samples. In Thailand, the country is big on saving face, and having 2 Singaporeans lie about the purpose on the island did not sit well with them. Second, since they were here without a permit, they did not provide the country with proper taxes for conducting business in Thailand. To further escalate the situation, the testers attempted to offer money to the Thai police in exchange for them to be let go without incident. Gee, this sounds like they had them people over there tied up, bro. Like, not tied up literally, but I'm saying like tying them up with paperwork. Like, I'm sorry, you guys ain't got the proper paperwork. Nope, you guys are gonna be here for a while. You know, it sounds like they were trying to hassle the USADA agents, man. Low-key, oh, you ain't got the proper taxes, and you know what I'm saying? Like, this sounds, and okay, last sentence they said, Chris was uninvolved in the police and immigration issues other than providing answers to the police when questioned. The entire process was started by the hotel staff notifying my front desk of a disturbance at our VIP guest residence, and was further escalated by false statements made to the police by the testing agency. Yeah, you can. I'm not buying this here. And like I said, link in the description. You can go read it all yourself and buy it if you want. I'm not a person that's even, if you've been listening for a while, you know me. I'm a Cyborg fan. I don't understand why they're not building a division around her. I mean, I know it's hard, but I'm not a person that has been believing she's still cheating. I know a lot of you do, but I haven't been that person. But now with this, I don't know what the fuck to think. But I know this statement right here isn't adding up to me. To me, this more seems like the USADA agents went over there and they called the police on him, and the police hassled him like, sorry, you don't have the oh, you know, you didn't cross your T's and dot your I's on your paperwork, so that means you didn't pay the right taxes, so that means you guys got to sit here with us for a while. And it's like, dude, we've got on our fucking USADA jackets. Look at this ID. What are you talking about? And you know what I'm saying? It seems like they got hassled over there, and shoot, that's really crazy. So I'm not buying this, but it is what it is. If you're buying it, let me know in the comments, and if you're not, let me know as well, because let the haters know what the fuck you talking about in the comments. I'm out. Who is it? It's USADA. We're here to collect a urine sample for Chris Cyborg. Hello? Hello? Mrs. Cyborg? Bloop, bloop, bloop. Get on the floor now! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Get on the floor now!